keep it basic, simmer it up for 2 hours, fantastic stuff. In this pan, I've just got a pan of boiling water. I'm going to add a little knob of butter in that one. We're going to start off by getting the couscous cooked in the boiling water, cover it over, leave it to the side while we concentrate on making the meatballs. So into the pan, I've got a little bit of boiling water in there. All quantities and everything are all on the recipe cards and everything that you've all been issued. So we're going to put a little knob of butter in there, a little sprinkle of salt. We're going to bring that up to a little rapid boil. Over this side, you see we've all those fresh vegetables. We try and use fresh wherever possible. With the tomatoes today, for the tomato sauce, I'm using tin tomatoes for convenience. Nothing wrong with it, beautiful tin tomatoes in there. But we can make a tomato passata, or we can do roast tomatoes, roast garlic. We can reduce all that down. It's as much effort as you want to put into it. Today, for the sake of ease, we are using the tin tomatoes. Okay, so now the pan's rapid boil, we're just going to rain in the couscous. That should do it for this one. Give it a stir. Seasoned water, butter's in there. We're going to give that a little finish off with a sprinkling of olive oil. We're going to put the pan on for our meatballs ready. We're just going to start warming that through. So when it comes to sealing our meatballs, we're going to get a nice even colour all the way over them. Leave the couscous just on the side, just ticking over. It's going to steam itself out as we go along. Moving on to the lamb mince. For this one, lean mince. You can use lean mince if you want. I like a little bit of fat in there. I think it gives it a little bit full of flavour. So we're simply going to put some flake chilies in there, a little spoonful of cumin in there. You can adjust the flavours as much as you want. Cinnamon. Nice big one. I like my bit of cinnamon, so I've got a little bit extra in there. Nice sprinkle of salt and pepper in there. Set that aside. We're going to start dicing out onions, garlic, and ginger. I'm also going to use a little bit of onion, garlic, and ginger for the sauce as well. So don't be afraid. We're going to chop it up. We use a little bit for our meatballs, and we're going to remember to save a little bit to the side, and we can then take the meatballs out of the pan. So one pot dish. We put it in there. And then we're going to use the other half of the onion, garlic, ginger in there to make our sauce with our lovely tomatoes that we talked about earlier. Nice fine dice on the onion. If if you're confident with a nice sharp knife and you've got the skills to do so, then what it means is that. If not, if you haven't got a nice sharp knife or anything like that, use a grater. Use a microplane for my garlic. Bring it down, brings all the flavour out of it. It's quick, it's easy, it's clean. Again with the onions, if you want to use a grater, please feel free. Want it quite small. Using nice fresh root ginger. Lovely fresh flavour to it. Nice pungent flavours coming out of garlic, ginger and onion here. I'm just going to add a little bit of that to our lamb mince. Quite a rustic dish, meatballs. You can make them as big or small as you like, offer as many as you want for serving. But today I'm going to keep it nice and even for even cooking. We're just going to do 6 to 8 per portion today. We're just going to mix it all in, evenly mixed throughout. And start balling them up. Couscous is ticking over nicely. Meatballs is one of them versatile things. Kids love them, everybody loves them, you know, and you can add what flavours you want. There's so many different flavours you can add to them. Today we've chosen Moroccan just because the herbs and spices that are used. Nice and fresh, can we? I think that should do. We've got 7 meatballs there. Let's do one more for luck. Everyone does that. Couscous, firm favourite, very popular in Morocco. Just a big staple of their diet out there. Beautiful grain, not too complicated to cook. Anybody can cook a bit of couscous up. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. It's nice, cheap. Okay, remember to save a little bit of garlic, ginger and onion for our sauce a bit later on. Okay, so we've got our pan warming up. We're just going to add a little bit of olive oil in there. Make sure we crank up the heat. Nice even coating of oil on the bottom of your pan. We'll start cooking them up. A little bit more onion for the sauce. What we're going to do, we're going to cook off them meatballs. Nice colour over the top of them. Once we've got that going on, we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock to the pan. And from that stage, we're then going to add a ladle full of tomatoes. We're going to reduce that down a little bit until it thickens up. And then we're going to put the meatballs back into the pan and cook them out. Just have a quick look at our couscous, keep it covered. We're just going to make sure that that's stinging through nicely. By browning the meatballs off, we're adding a beautiful flavour on the outside. Nice savoury flavour coming out of them, they're caramelising nicely. A little bit more salt and pepper. Alright, while that's cooking, we're going to add a little bit of fresh coriander, a little bit of parsley. We'll get that all chopped up, ready for a garnish on top. I think we're going to finish our dish though with a little bit of radish. We put powdered coriander in, nice flavour from the powdered coriander, nice strong flavour, and a bit of fresh to finish it off. Excellent colour on the meatballs now coming up. I'm just going to remove them from that pan. Set them to one side. Turn the heat down slightly. And add the onion, the other half of the onion, the garlic and the ginger that we discussed earlier on. Give that a little sweat down a little bit. Just want to soften that, get all the flavours coming out of that. About 30 seconds on that. We're going to add a little bit of fresh coriander at this stage, just to start getting the flavour out of it. We're going to go over to our tomatoes. I always use chopped-in tomatoes for this recipe, and they will break down even further as we continue to cook. Also, chicken stock back to the meatball. We're going to add that into the sauce, and then we're going to add the meatballs into the dish and finish the cooking process. Let that simmer down. We're just going to slowly cook them out. Won't take too long now to do that. Turn the chicken stock down. And we'll check our couscous. We can finish the couscous off. A little more drizzle of butter, a little drizzle of olive oil in there, and some fresh herbs. Just using a spoon or fork, what we're looking for, nice fluffy grains, nice and separated. We don't want it all clumpy and stuck together. It's there already. A little bit more salt, pepper, just to season to your liking. A nice bit of fresh parsley and coriander, chop that up for it, to complement the sauce and the meatballs. I tend to use dried herbs and spices and things that get depth of flavour at the beginning of cooking. I always finish off with fresh. It just brings that nice, fresh, zesty flavour to it. Also beautiful colours. Halfway through cooking, we're just going to turn the meatballs over to make sure we've got the heat evenly distributed between each meatball. At the same time, the sauce is reducing down slowly. We'll give it a nice little simmer. We'll reduce that down. It's going to bring out more flavour in the sauce. We'll bring it down to a nice consistency. Once your couscous is all cooked and nice and fluffy, we're ready to plate up almost. Today we've got a nice bowl today. Serve it on whatever you like. I like a nice bowl today. Serve it there. Let's start by putting the couscous down first. That'll be enough for one person. Just checking that sauce. It's thick enough that it's reducing down. Great consistency. pile it up. There's never too many meatballs on the thing. That sauce is perfect now. And we just ladle the sauce straight on top. Beautiful fresh. Finish that off with a nice sprinkling of fresh herbs on top. And maybe a few chopped radishes. And there we go, a nice, quick, flavoursome, full-time family favourite, Moroccan meatballs and couscous. Enjoy.